Hi, kindergartners. Today we are going to start a new book for EL. This week we are going to be reading Oliver's Tree by Kit Chase. Once there were three friends: Lulu, Oliver, Charlie. They loved to play outside. "Ready or not, here I come," said Oliver. Oliver spotted Lulu. He jumped and jumped, but he couldn't reach her. "That's not fair," said Oliver. "Trees are out of bounds." "But trees are the best hiding spots," cried Lulu. "Not all trees are the same," Charlie said. "We'll find a tree you can play in, too." So they found another tree. "Look," said Lulu. "This one's low to the ground, so you can climb it." But it was too small. Oliver couldn't fit. So they found another tree. "Try this one," said Charlie. "The branches are bigger." But it was too tall. Oliver still couldn't reach his friends. So they found one more tree. "Perfect," Lulu said. "We can help you up." And it was just right. Until crash. "It's hopeless," cried Oliver. "Elephants just don't belong in trees." Oliver walked until he was too tired to take another step. I'm going to pause here for a second. It's always important to stop and make sure that you are understanding what is happening in the story. So I want to ask you, what's the major event that's going on in the story? Why is Oliver walking away from his friends? Go ahead and pause the video and I'll give you a second to think. So why is Oliver walking away from his friends? I think Oliver's walking away from his friends because they can't help him find a tree for him to play in. And his friends are in the trees, but he's not. So he's not having very much fun. When Lulu and Charlie found him, Oliver was fast asleep. "Poor Oliver," said Charlie. "He's so sad. I wish we could help him." "I have a plan," said Lulu. Lulu searched high and Charlie searched low. They gathered sticks and moss and pawfuls of leaves. Then they rolled and patted and tinkered and nudged until everything was perfect. Surprise! They shouted when Oliver woke up. Where am I? Asked Oliver. In a tree, said Charlie. It's not too small and not too tall, Lulu said. It's a tree house, perfect for all of us. Hooray! Trumpeted Oliver. This is the best tree in the world. The end. Now that the story is over, I want you to think about what happened in the story when Oliver and his friends were happy again. Go ahead and pause and take a minute to think. When I think about the book, I remember that all of his friends can now play together in a tree. So I knew that they were happy again. Now, I want you to take out your character comparison tree or chart. It looks like this. It was in your bag that you picked up on Friday. Today, you are only going to fill out the beginning part of the story. Okay? You are going to draw a picture and write some words and sentences about what happened to Oliver at the beginning of the story. What did he do with the trees? And what did Charlie and Lulu do with the trees? And you're going to write and draw a picture there as well. Then you're going to decide if the two characters were the same in the beginning of the story or different. We did this last week with A Tree for Emmy, and I helped you. Now this week, I want you to try to do this on your own. I will help you get started though. If we look back at these two pages, I want you to think about what do the illustrations show the characters doing with trees on this page. Okay, so what were they doing with trees on this page? The next two pages, I want you to think about the same thing. What do the illustrations show us the characters are doing on this page with the trees? And I'm looking back at these pages because I want you to think about what the characters are doing with the trees on these pages, and that will help you get started on working on your character comparison sheet. And then the last few pages, I want you to look at this one. What are the illustrations showing the characters doing with the trees on this page? And then this page. So those few pages should help you get started with what you should and can write about on your character comparison page. Okay, so again, you're just doing the beginning part. You're writing down and drawing pictures what Oliver did with the trees at the beginning of the story, and writing down and drawing a picture of what Charlie and Lulu did with the trees at the beginning of the story. And then you're deciding if the characters were the same or different at the beginning of the story. Please do not fill out the rest of it until I tell you to. We will finish it this week. All right, good luck.